back to Rappahannock Issues. I'm Tom Cohen. So I'm here with Kathy Dixon, and we are on what's called Festival Loop.
Yes.
And that is where a lot of the ground attractions are, as well as food. And so we're going to, while we are here, let's sort of talk about some of the other things that are going on at the fair. We talked about that they have different livestock competitions. So what type of competitions do they have?
That's true, Tom. We have a lot of 4-H and FFA kids from area high schools, and they work with their animals all year long to get them ready for the state fair. A lot of them have county competitions, and the winners from there come to the state. So the state fair is kind of the culmination of those competitions. And they compete with their cattle, with their hogs, with their sheep, with their goats, and they earn scholarship money for college. So we actually end up giving out $70,000 in scholarship money every year.
And that's pretty remarkable. I mean, that's one of the things that we're a rural area, and that's one of the things that 4-H is really big about, is coming down here and doing the competitions and getting those scholarships, because that's really a great opportunity for any age kid. I mean, it's not just high schoolers.
No, it's great. And I think the kids from the rural areas, they compete in these competitions, and then they come out to the fair and their friends find out about it and they want to come see what they're up to. So then you get kids from outside of the rural areas learning a little bit more about agriculture.
Right.
It's a win-win.
It's really cool. You were mentioning earlier during our break about an education expo that they do here.
Yes, we have an educational expo, which is actually where teachers can take their kids on field trips to the fair. And they sign up ahead of time and they get a booklet, and it explains all the educational areas where they can see things. So the kids come to the fair, they get to see all these things that the teachers like because they're educational, and then the kids get to go ride the rides and have fun. So it's kind of a win-win, but we usually get thousands and thousands of kids that come out here just on those field trips.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who thought is that, the fair's at night and the weekends, but here's an opportunity that teachers could bring their kids during the day and learn about different things. And we were talking earlier about Young McDonald's Farm, and that's, you said, is an area that's very popular with the children and the teachers. So go a little bit more into good old Young McDonald's.
Sure. Young McDonald's Farm is a large tent, and that's where we have a lot of our animals that aren't part of the competitions. So we have a hand milking station. You can practice milking a cow. And then we actually have dairy cows giving birth almost every day of the fair. People can watch it, the miracle of birth right there at the fair. People have seen it and just been amazed by it. And then we've got alpacas, we have goats, we have sheep, we have pigs, and people can go and get up close and see these animals. And a lot of kids that come here have never seen them in their lives. So it's a really good thing.
It's amazing that, particularly for the kids that are in suburbia, most of these animals are just something they see in a book or on TV or in a cartoon somehow, but not really what they see in real life. So, I mean, we're surrounded with all this activity as we're getting ready for the fair. And you have, we were talking earlier about the field crop plot.
Yes.
Sort of describe what that is for people.
Sure, that's a little bit of a mouthful, but the same way we want to educate people about animals, we want them to learn about agricultural crops. So we have people that plant crops every year, and there's actually a little area, and there's corn and soybeans and cotton and tobacco and sorghum. Sorghum's that bright red plant that you might see along the road, and people always wonder what that is. So they get to come to the fair and find out what these crops are. And we have a farmer who's from Caroline County who volunteers to come out here every day, and he hangs out there and he explains the crops to people. He tells them when they're planted, how they're planted, how long it takes them to grow, what they're used for. And I've seen people, these little girls were just amazed to hear this story. They didn't know how crops grew. So it's a really educational thing.
It's really amazing. Most people think that food just comes from a supermarket. They don't understand the whole, from the dirt upwards, that you have to go through. And it's really amazing to see them understand and to get light bulbs. And sort of speaking about light bulbs, we talked about the university, and a couple of universities come down here because they sort of are centered on or think about agriculture.
Sure. We've got two universities that are land-grant colleges. It's Virginia State University and Virginia Tech University. And they both have ties to agriculture, and so they wanted to be partners with the state fair and get involved. And both of them come every year. Virginia State has an aquaculture exhibit where they show farm-raised shrimp and catfish, and then they also actually sell fried catfish. So that's, people love to go and eat the tasty catfish. And then Virginia Tech has their block and bridle club, and those are the kids that are involved with beef cattle and horses and the Black and Bridle. And they do barbecue, they have brisket, and people, they seek them out. They say, where is Black and Bridle? You know, I need to go find them and try their barbecue. So it's another tradition of the fair.
Yeah, I mean, the mindset of of Virginia Tech, it's because it's a polytechnical institute. It does farming and other stuff. It's not just for football or something of that nature. So as we're going along here, we were talking about the different types of pigs and the different cattle that we get and the livestock competitions. I'm gathering people come from all over and bring their livestock from all over for these type of competitions.
The competitions are from within Virginia, so they're from all over the state, and they come and stay for the whole 10 days. You know, they have trailers and they'll camp out. It's kind of a family thing. We have a lot of people that the mom used to show hogs when she was younger, and now her daughter's doing it. And again, it's the tradition, you know, just living on through the next generation. And that's what the state fair is all about.
Cool. We have about 2 minutes left to make sure I get everything straight. The fair runs from September 23rd until October 2nd, and it is weekdays from meaning Monday through Thursday. It goes from 10 in the morning until 9 at night, and then on the weekends it's 10 to 10, so it's a little bit longer. Rides, they can stay a little bit longer for that. There's an admission price to get in, and that sort of keeps everything going, because as you've been seeing, we've been surrounded by a lot of people getting to do the setup and getting everything prepared. But then if they want to do rides, it's a little bit more on that. And then there's so many different opportunities for them to learn things here.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is an admission price, which you can't just let people in for free because it is an event. But all of our grounds attractions are included with the price of admission. All of the concerts are included with the price of admission. Parking is free. You know, you could just pay the price of admission and have free entertainment by walking around the grounds. If you choose to eat the great foods, then of course that's extra. And if you want to do the rides, then it is extra as well. But you can buy ride tickets for $1 each or an unlimited ride wristband for $25. And Food Lion has $5 off coupons. Cool. So you could get those too.
And all this different interesting food you can eat, and rides to get on, and spend time meeting new friends, and sort of keeping a tradition alive. So we encourage you to come down to Caroline County, to the State Fair of Virginia, and visit this and see a tradition of Virginia in action. And tune in again for the Rappahannock Issues.